Pues muy buenas, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos una vez más a su canal favorito. Aquí nos quedamos con esta historia de amor del bueno de Pita, el pobrecito inútil que le hace caso a su amigo que estrelló una avioneta. Y bueno, enos aquí, a la mitad de la Antártica. Otro recuerdo que lo veo venir es que este es un manojo de recuerdos, ¿eh? Y de los malos. Recuerdos malísimos tiene Pita.
Come on, Pete, pay attention. Heading the bloody clouds again. That's your problem. Pick up the oars and row like I told you.
Pues órale, órale, ¿cómo
Faster
remo?
than that, son.
Ah, amigo mío.
Come on, keep them both in time.
Recuerdos de papa.
Doing my best.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Pesado el padre.
And try and keep your weight in the middle, too. You don't want to tip us in. What a wonderful start to the holiday that would be.
¿Qué onda con esto?
Do you want to help?
No, this is a test of your listening, son, and trying to work things out for yourself. How would you learn if I did everything for you, eh?
Sí, verdad, claro. No voy a decir nada, nada. Ay, perdón, reanudar. Nada de timidez, nada de nada.
Didn't mean
Nosotros
do it
podemos.
all, just take an all maybe.
Well, say I did, and you could only work one oar. Then where would we be? We'd be going round in circles. Oh, now, look, there's a strong current coming up. It's a good test, son. Now, remember what I taught you, and this won't be a problem. Keep her straight and true. Strong arms. I said strong. No, 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 no!
Trying.
That side! Harder on the port side!
No, no voy a decir nada porque el tipo es más pesado que otra cosa.
Help!
Jesus, Pete, that one! Oh, come on!
Vamos, Peter. Vamos, Pita, tú puedes, hijo mío.
Oh, come on, give it here!
Hop,
Give it here!
hop.
Good, you get back there,
Estaba
I'll do
leyendo
it.
que se llama Esperanza, no sé qué. Venga, quítate, lo haré yo pesado, pues órale, hazlo. Y de verdad, no hay ningún botón para hacerlo yo, porque si no lo hago
Knew
y
you weren't made
le
for
cayó
this.
la boca y se acabó. No digo nada, que sí, hombre, pesado.
Maybe you're right.
Come on. Prove you can go the rest of the way. Current's not as strong.
No, gracias, paso lo tu hijo mío. Es que está tan... Qué pesado, qué pesadilla.
I have done my best, Peter. Whatever you do in life, you can't expect anyone to do things for you. My experience.
Bueno, qué bueno que tu experiencia no resume el mundo
I
entero,
won't
hijo
always be
mío.
here to help. And there'll come a time when you've got to prove you can do something by yourself.
Si ayudarme no estás haciendo nada, ¿ves? Lo hago yo todo, o sea... Vamos, Peter. Esperanza...
Ahoy!
Anchor. Yo no creo que dice
Good
Anchor.
row, Captain Hamilton.
Oh, get me away from this thing.
Vamos, inútil,
It looks calm out
vámonos.
there, but it's rougher than you think.
Oh, it does look nice and calm, you're right.
It's the current. Can't you see it?
It's very nasty ripples. It's practically a storm surge.
I think if the wind had been in another direction.
Oh, come here.
Anda,
Don't
hijo,
you know me
ve,
at all
ve,
by
ve.
now? Come on, let's walk.
All right. Thank you.
Well, I've got used to being this relaxed. What's it going to be like getting back to college, having to smarten ourselves up? I really like you like this, it's nice. Remember when we met on that train and you were so self-conscious about that suit?
Sí, claro.
Oh, I remember. Seems silly now, eh? You were wearing that lovely sweater you got on now, weren't you?
What, this? Well, I only bought it recently. It's a new colour for me.
Que siempre nos
You sure
equivocamos.
about that?
Positive. Ah, strange. So, do you want the good news?
Eche jamia, dale.
Absolutely.
While you're out, I checked with the hotel and they said we could stay another night. And I thought, why not? Extend this holiday as long as we can. Extend the celebration.
Celebration?
Oh, you know, the summer of work. The fact that it's practically all done now. And perhaps we could celebrate us too.
Dale.
Us. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Mr. Absolutely Hamilton.
Oh, stop it. I don't say it like that.
You do, and that's fine.
Ready to go home soon?
Not in the slightest. Oh, so pretty. Oh, look at these houses. Oh, if I had found someone I could row with, perhaps I could be living here.
Hey, I can row.
Well, that's good, because I think
La
I might be in love.
la tipa esta es pesada, Uf,
Oh?
está que critica todo lo que
too.
hacemos, se
Oh, those two
burla de
houses up on the
todo.
cliff, look.
¿Qué le
Oh, which one
pasa?
should we have, the red or the blue?
It's tricky.
Sí, está muy
Why not
complicada
both?
ella y
Go
lo
on,
que hace es
pick
como
one.
intentar desquitarse con nosotros.
Okay. Blue.
My choice exactly.
Oh,
Que hace es como desquitarse
almost
con
like I knew what you
nosotros.
were gonna
O sea,
say.
Well, either house looks big enough for me. Maybe more than me one day.
Family.
Well, like I said, one day.
What about your work? Wouldn't you want to finish that first?
I'll finish work before I settle down, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I love my work. You know I do. I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to keep going as long as I can. I don't see why it has to be one or the other. Would you give up work to have children?
I would. I really would.
Well, I think the thing is, I wouldn't expect a man to give it all up. Not if he really loved his work. So why does the rest of the
que
world think that
tome la decisión
we
que
should
tome,
give it
ella no
all
le
up?
parece
I
nada.
keep
O
thinking
sea,
about all these bright young women I'm teaching and I'm scared.
es una para que te apoye, no para que te esté
despite
echando
all
lodo
they've
todo el
achieved,
día.
despite the fact that they're walking out into the world with a degree from Cambridge, the first thing they'll be asked is how fast can you type?
Mira, hijo mío,
Probably right.
apenas
It's a real
somos
waste of
pareja,
talent.
córtala,
Really is a
búscate
waste,
otra
you're
mejor.
right. Even the jobs they get, they're not expected to keep once they've had children. All it needs is people to
Desde el
stand
primer
up
momento
to
no me
it.
gustó, yo no sé qué le he visto.
No, you're right. I think women have every right to state their claim.
Not a woman this time. Women have been making a stand, throwing themselves under horses since the suffragettes. We need men to start fighting for it.
You can count on me.
I hope you do make a stand. Won't become part of all that. It's not easy, you know. A lot of
Vamos a
people
ver,
are still living in the dark
muellecito,
ages about all
muellecito,
this.
muellecito.
Your professor, for one, I'll bet.
Oh, he's not as bad as you think.
I wouldn't be so sure. He doesn't know about any of this, does he?
This work?
Exactly. The work we've done. You will tell him, won't you?
Claro que sí.
Of course I will. I'll go straight to his office as soon as we're back.
You promised me that.
Claro, si me estás echando la mano, a ver, una cosa es que
Promise you
que
that.
no me caigas bien, otra cosa es que si me estás ayudando con el trabajo, necesitas tu reconocimiento en el trabajo, claro. O sea, no, innegable eso, de verdad.
Happy?
Happy. You?
Very.
O sea, si me caes mal, pero si ya hiciste tu parte del trabajo, tu nombre debe de estar en ese artículo, si me explico. O sea, es muy diferente, o sea, crédito a quien crédito trabaja. Ese es el Umi. Se está guardando, pues bueno. Que el barco se ve más abandonado que todo lo que hemos visto, Ándale, hijo mío. A ver, esta puerta no es de barco, ¿eh?
These
Sí les digo
are
así, claro.
marvelous to see you. Do come in. Take a seat.
Aquí va a haber bronca, aquí va a haber bronca,
I have to say, I'm delighted.
Delighted? Well, that's wonderful to hear.
I must say it's very impressive.
Very kind of you.
Not at all. It's your work. I think the direction you took it gave it something of real value. Well, as I say, quite apart from the climate side of things, the method you developed to track radiation, I can see it having far-reaching implications, and not just in your own field. It's marvelous.
I'm very proud of it, yes.
First-rate piece of work, Peter. First-rate.
Uf, ¿me va a dar
This
dinero?
other name on here, Dr. Clara McKirrick. I presume we could drop
No.
it.
Clara was responsible for half the work, Professor. I couldn't...
Oh, well, I understand you probably had some little research
A ver, no.
assistants, but...
Secretarias.
go on, say.
Este tipo...
We
No, a ver,
just don't
su
usually
nombre está
put
ahí,
the
no
name
pasa
on the
nada.
front cover of the paper.
Yeah, Clara did more than a little research.
Really? No. Well, I see. Tell me, have you seen your friend Joseph recently, Samuel?
No. No, y no voy a ser tímido.
I have.
Ni dudoso.
Doing so well in their new positions.
Pues qué bien.
I would dearly love to see the same for you, Peter. More for you.
Ah, muchas gracias.
Well, thank you.
It would be so well deserved after all these years, especially after the risk I took.
Risk.
A boy from a grammar school, first in his family to make it to university, you know what I'm saying. It's been really wonderful to give you this opportunity. I would just hate you to throw it away by misattributing your own hard work, that's all, for whatever reasons you might have.
I appreciate your concern, but Clara is responsible for the work on this too.
Well, as I say, it really is
Ah, pues gracias,
very
hijo mío.
good, and I'm not the only one who thinks so.
You've given it to someone else already.
I knew a few who I thought might be interested. I thought you'd be pleased. In fact, I think you might want to prepare yourself for being the center of attention for a little while. I'm sure you would be able to cope, but I think it's perhaps not quite the sort of thing you'd like to foist on a young woman's shoulders.
I see. And okay to foist upon a man's, of course.
Quite. And I've no doubt you'd be up to the challenge yourself. With this name on here, there is a good chance it will cause problems.
I'm sure I could handle them.
This isn't all about you, I'm afraid. There could be problems.
Oh, hombre, sorprende el nombre de una
Clara was close
mujer.
with Molly Shannon, wasn't
Ah,
she?
amigo mío, es que es amiga
Once
de Molly.
suspected of being a
De
communist
la,
spy.
bueno, acusada de espionaje y cosas varias.
I'm afraid I don't know.
Well, it's true. How close they were is the real question. Clara joined Molly on that anti-British protest march, I hear.
It was anti-nuclear defense, not anti-British. I believe.
Well, you know my thoughts on that. They can be one and the same thing. A
Les
lot
dije
of
que iba a haber
people, very
bronca.
important people, believe you are either with this country or against it. Some of the benefactors of this college, for example. My father used to call this university one of the greatest contributions Britain has made to the world.
O sea, por lo que estoy viendo me quieren obligar a quitar su
I would
nombre.
agree with that. Wouldn't you?
One of the greatest. Really? Well, it does some great work.
It does. I'd hate to be the one to undermine it. The affair with this Cambridge 4 business has been bad enough. We can't change the past, Peter. But we can learn from it. Before we fool ourselves into remembering it too kindly. Now, with this name on here, and the associations one might make,
Sí, sí, entiendo a lo
See
que
what
me
I'm
refiero, que me estás obligando a decir que ahora le
If
quite
you
el
met
nombre.
Clara, I'm sure you'd agree her name should be on the paper.
Good God, Peter, I am trying to make you understand something. This is precisely the way the rot sets in. It's the slow knife. Members of this university were recruited to spy for the Soviet Union 10 years ago. Now, members of this university are demanding we lay down our weapons, the only defense we have against the very same foreign power. What happens in 10 years' time? What happens to the integrity of this college in 10
Entiendo,
years?
entiendo,
If you
entiendo.
share your
Pero ya
work
no
on a
me
whim with a girl you've taken a
eches
fancy to.
el,
And what happens 10 years after that?
el lío, quita su nombre y ya está. Fin. Sí, que si no lo quito ya voy a perder todo el trabajo y todo, ¿no? Contento. Pues órale, quítalo, ya no pasa nada. Que Clara me va a echar la bronca, ya sé que me va a cortar
That is
por
why this
esto. Pues,
university is still here. That is
como
why
estoy
I
entre la espada o la pared.
I hope you understand how much I care about your success. It's so common for work to fade into obscurity after it's published. It would be a shame if yours were denied
Está bueno, ya quítale
my
conmigo.
full-throated support, especially after so many years.
It would, absolutely.
I cannot make your decisions for you, Peter. By all means, publish with Clara as a co-author if you're feeling generous, but if you do, you'll have to take your chances. It would be difficult for me to bring to bear any influence I have. By way of illustration, I have an address in Whitehall to give you.
Thank you.
Afraid I can't tell you much more now, but he's a good man. Cambridge man. And you may find there's one more reason to leave
Este tipo
Clara
sabe más
out.
cosas de Clara que nosotros, ¿eh?
I'm sure things will become clear soon.
I think you've made things very clear.
Well, let me know what you decide. Just knock any time. My door is always open.
Pues bueno, qué paliza, nos metió nuestro jefe. Pero bien, aquí vamos a dejar este capítulo. Ya me estoy oliendo que vamos a tener broncas con nuestra chica, pero bueno. Un saludo y un abrazo, cuídense todos. Y nos vemos en el siguiente capítulo de este South of the Circle. Cuídense todos y hasta la próxima.